Alright, good morning everybody. This is Andrew Perkowski here, just checking in from the fish room, and there's something I wanted to talk about, and it's that not everything in this hobby is sunshine and roses. If you guys remember when I got these guys here, they were sick, fins were all torn up. They're doing a lot better, but that's not the case. It's not the case every time. Sometimes we have fish that we get them and they don't do well right off the bat, or they get sick and we lose them. And there's not a whole lot that we can do about it. We can do our best to give them medication, make sure they have clean water, good food, but sometimes that isn't enough. And I want to talk about a group of fish that I actually lost recently, in addition to another tank I have here where the fish just aren't doing well. And the first video I'm going to show, it's actually, I lost my Characodon audax El Toboso recently, and it really bummed me out. I thought I did my best. After further discussion with some people, and especially someone that has had the same issue happen to them in the past, it turns out that that species, they can't handle the warmer temperatures that you use to treat ichthyopthyreus. So I recently had 2 tanks get white spot in them. Wasn't this one, although these guys have had it before. I did the treatment, I raised the temperature slightly, and I lost the audax and the others. The variata, although no, they're up here picking on what has turned into an algae wall. But these guys developed white spot at the same time as the Characodon. There's 1 spot left, but they're doing really well. Significant improvement. And it was the same exact medication that I gave to the Characodons. So this is the Characodon tank. It's lying fallow right now, so just some snails in there, but no fish. So real quick, here's the video of what happened when I found the Characodons. And we all have medications we like to try. This is what I used, and I've used it with a few things. Actually, this stuff in the back, but I've used others that are pretty similar. But had success in some tanks, but it didn't work with the Characodons. And then again, it was primarily because of that temperature issue. That species, they don't like to even flash up into the upper 70s. And I knew they were cold tolerant, and I moved them. I put them in a quarantine tank and was doing water changes, and I kept the temperature at about 76 to 77 degrees, and I lost them in about a week. It's not always going to go perfectly. The fish, they might do well in 1 tank in your fish room, and you move them to another, and then they don't do well. Some function of the water quality, the water movement, something wasn't quite right for them. And it's, with such a dynamic system, it's pretty tough to account for every single variable. A lot of these fish, they evolved to specifically exploit whatever environment they were a part of. And if something's from like a thermal spring, or like, how exactly do you create that in your home? So it's not always going to be perfect, but we do the best we can. So the Characodons, I lost them over the course of about a week. It was white spot. The treatments, it just got worse and worse, and now they're gone. but that Xenotoca variata, they did fine. My Xenotoca doadrui, those guys, they had that issue before. They're doing great. The whole colony of these guys down here. Haven't had any real issues with them. But, yeah, like I'm saying, it doesn't always go perfectly, but we do the best we can. The other tank that I have where the fish just aren't doing well, it's the Xiphophorus eveline. There are some fry in here. There's one coming up. But this was a fish that I got from someone, and he said that they weren't thriving for him. Was just hoping that they would do something for me. They had some fry, but the adults slowly passed away. If you saw any time I had them in a video, they just hid the whole time. So even with regular water changes, keeping the temperature and the parameters that they like, the fish say they just didn't thrive. And that's the thing, they're not always going to be winners. There are a lot of factors that come into play when fish are rarer. When fish are rarer, the chance for like a genetic bottleneck, them not having as strong of an immune system because of so much of the line breeding that can happen, and that definitely can have an effect on just the overall health of the fish. And one thing I want to try and do is with some of my rare fish is reach back and try and talk to people that are also keeping the species, so we can mix up our bloodlines a little bit while maintaining that location identity. But anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys. But you know, it doesn't always go perfectly, but it's good to have friends in the hobby, people you can talk to. Recently, when those Characodons passed, I was talking to my buddy Jeff. He's on YouTube by the name of Turbofish. Really nice guy. He kind of talked me off a ledge. I was pretty upset, but he knows what I was going through, and he's a super nice guy. And you know, you could tell people, like the normies out there, like, oh, some of my fish died, and they're like, oh, that stinks, but they don't realize necessarily how much you actually care for your hobby. So this is Heterandria formosa. These guys are completely fine. That's not the point of this video, but just want to tell people that we're not all perfect. We do the best we can and try and be positive about what we're doing. But anyway, I hope everyone here has a good weekend, and stays positive. Stays positive. We're not perfect. You can lose fish no matter how experienced you are. So anyway, if you guys like what I'm doing here, hit like, subscribe. I'll be sure to put out more updates about what's going on down here in my fish room.